pauses throughout this. Hello, everybody. How are you doing tonight? How are you feeling? Are you feeling fine? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling fantastic? I am all over the place today. Thank you for asking. Oh my god. Yesterday was a thing. Oh, where do I even begin? Okay. So, I have no privacy for this. Okay. So, I don't know what this vlog is going to particularly be about. I have a few topics on the brain. Just don't mind me while I'm leading over to my monitor. A few topics on the brain. Um, and two of them are very difficult to talk about, and they're the only two topics that I actually have. So, first off, some drama happened yesterday. Just some full blown, all out, just fucking drama. And it was just the best because it almost got us evicted and it fucking made me want to kill someone legitimately this time. Like I had the knife in my hands to do it, waiting for the opportunity. I wanted to straight up murder someone. I was ready. I was prepared to go to prison for it. I just wanted to kill. Fortunately, did not kill. If that person shows up dead, I did not do it. I have an alibi. I'm mostly home or at work or at the gym. I have alibis. So if he turns up dead, it wasn't me. But yeah, so you guys know, like a couple months back, I recorded a stream and I talked about how my uncle had moved in with us. And, you know, at first it wasn't terrible. He started doing a lot of the housework. He kept to himself primarily. I didn't have much to do with him. Like, I don't hate the guy. I didn't hate the guy. I certainly didn't trust him because he's an alcoholic. And he hadn't really renounced his ways. He kind of kept doing the same old, same old. Any money he got or any opportunity he got, he would drink. Even now, when he's supposedly trying to get away from that. But last night, that all came to a head. He flipped out on my mother. And it just got to the point where she was telling him to get out. He wouldn't leave. So eventually she came and got me from work. And I went home. She told me all about the shit that was going on. I was sore as fuck. I was tired. I did not want to fucking deal with it. So I just got in. I threw my gym clothes in the laundry. And I just came in my room. And that was fine. So he gets pissed. He runs outside. Like, the whole reason it came to a head was because I ended up washing some of my clothes at, like, midnight-ish on one of those nights. Because that's the only time during the week I have to do my laundry. I'm not getting up at fucking 11 to do laundry before I have to leave at 3. That's not happening. I like to stay up a little bit after I get home from work. So I do my laundry right when I get home, and whatever. It's fine. He was getting upset about that. And apparently we just keep him up all throughout the night. He didn't pay bills. He did the housework, which was fantastic. He did housework. He did outside housework, all that good stuff. So fine, yeah, he does that. Props to him, whatever. He did that. Did not try to get a job at all. Just flat out refused. Any money he got, he drank. So he was getting pissy with me in particular that night. I guess pissy in general with everyone, because he got paid $20 that day and went and spent it all on beer, and so he was drunk off his ass all night. And so I came home, he's drunk off his ass, so they start arguing, and eventually it comes to a point where he goes to leave, but he calls my dog with him. And my dog actually likes the guy, so he calls my dog with him, and of course he lets my dog outside off of his chain and everything. And when you do that, my dog will not come back until he is fucking ready. You can't chase him down because he runs. So, you know, that's what got me pissed, because he was trying to take my dog. My dog. That idiot right there. That idiot. He was trying to take my idiot. Nobody takes my idiot. So that's when I got involved. Like, I ran outside. I screamed, "Hey," and I told him I want my dog. He's like, "He's right there." I'm like, "You motherfucker." So I tried to chase down my dog, and I couldn't. Actually, no, before that. Um, so he and my mother get into a shouting match, and he gets in my mother's face. Now, it's at this point, a little bit before that, when they were shouting at each other in the driveway, I went and grabbed my phone, pre-dialed 911, and grabbed a knife. I have a multi-tool. It's right here. I actually showed it on stream once before. This right here. Like, it's not much, but it's something. And I just had it in my hand, at the ready. Like, he tries anything, I'm just gonna fucking gut him. That sounds so stupid. So he gets in my mom's face, and I'm thinking at this point he's gonna hit her. So I start screaming at him, hey, get out of her face. I'm ready to go down there. I'm ready to fucking stab the guy. He doesn't do anything. He gets out of her face. That's fine. So after that, I try to track down my dog. He won't come back, of course. Turns out he does not like cheese. So, whatever. So after that, like, I try to go get my dog, and he just says, why do you hate me so much? And I'm like, I don't hate you. I don't know what gave you... I think the exact words I used, I don't know what gave you the inclination toward that. And I really didn't. Like, of course, I don't talk to people. I'm a very antisocial person. If I don't talk to you, it's not because I don't like you. It's just because I don't like people in general. I guess he didn't really know that. Maybe that's my fault. So, like, I just didn't talk to the guy. To be fair, I barely talk to my mom, too. It's mainly just on a necessity basis. That's just how I am. That's when I talk to people. Like, if it's necessary, that's when I communicate with people. So it makes working in a customer service sort of thing very difficult. So, but yeah, he asked that, and so anyway, so I'm getting back in from trying to track down my dog, and like, he tried to help, but of course he's drunk, so he's useless, literally less than useless. So I come back up the steps, I come inside. He's like, well, I showed you where he is. I'm like, I know. He won't come to me. Well, yeah, he doesn't come to me either. I wish that was his exact voice. I would have something more to punch. Well, yeah, he doesn't come to me either. And, like, he's berating me about my own dog. And so I had my dog's chain in my hand because I was trying to put it on him so I could bring him back inside. So I turn around, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm slipping. And I just take the chain and I fucking throw it on the ground. It skids all the way to the wall. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not done with this yet. So I get mad, and there are like 4 or 5 things that I go to. I bite my left index finger. I throw something if I have it. These are not good coping mechanisms, by the way. Do not do what I do. I'm trying to get away from this shit. I need to get away from this shit before it becomes a problem. It's already a problem, actually. So don't do what I do. Never do what I do. I am well aware that this is a problem, and I need to fucking deal with it before something happens. So I threw the chain, and I'm still fucking pissed in the back of my mind. And the best alternative to me actually laying a bitch out is punching our fucking door. Because I guess that sends a message, right? Like, you know, I hurt myself, so I will hurt you more. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I bite myself. I throw things. I will punch things. I've never hit a person out of anger. I will never hit a person out of anger. As I told my doctors and my counselors, I do not believe in making others suffer from my problems. And I know that the anger issue is purely my problem. So I'm not going to make other people deal with that. So I just punch the fucking door. Also, one of the other things I do. I cannot get my thoughts straight. The other thing I do, of course, is that. So, you know, at least I've gotten away from that. Have not gotten away from this. Have not gotten away from the throwing. Have not gotten away from the punching. You know, one step at a time. So, you know, I do that, and I'm freaking out. And I guess now I get stress headaches. I never used to get stress headaches. But I just fucking got this massive headache. It lasted well into today. And I just fucking, I was so pissed. And I come in my room after that. I'm in like this trance-like state. I'm just walking back and forth, shaking my hand. And my mom's talking to me. Like, one of the first things she asks is, "Did you take your medicine today?" And I'm like, that has nothing to do with anything right now. If I'm off my medication for a day, it doesn't do anything. If I'm off my medication for weeks, then we're screwed. But I've been taking my medication. And, like, it's not even, like, the mania would be what we're worried about, but the mania is well controlled. So it's whatever. It's whatever. We'll have to talk more about the bipolar thing someday, because I have to hammer home the point. The computer is also making a loud buzzing noise. That's annoying. So, yeah, I just come in my room and I'm killing someone. I am straight up murdering. But after that, like, I think, yeah, at that point, like, so he's pretty much kicked out at that point. My mother calls the cops. Like, he tries to come back in the house. He comes to the door, starts beating on it. Starts trying to open it. Like, he comes to our front door, our back door, does that. The cops get called. And so, like, he fucking sees the cops and he bolts. And they couldn't find him. So, like, he comes back. Cops are called again. Bolts. Can't find him. So, you know, whatever. It turns out he showed up today. Okay, so here's where the story really starts to get me pissed. He tried to get us evicted. Told our landlord all of these lies. All of these bullshit lies. Bullshit. I don't know why I like saying bullshit that way. Bullshit. All this bullshit stuff. And she's believing him at first, and that's what really pisses me off. My mother wakes up to this text: "Y'all have 1 week to get out." This motherfucker comes in our house, causes problems for us. We try to get him to leave because he's being belligerent and potentially violent. Of course, he takes it upon himself to try and get us kicked out. Oh, you do not fuck with my life when I have tried so hard to piece it back together. You do not fucking do that. Nobody does that. You do not. Oh my god, I want to kill him so badly. But I'm not going to, because no prison time. No prison time. But I want to. Tries to get us fucking evicted. And, like, apparently he got a ride to the soup kitchen. Like, he's out of town, or out of our neck of the woods. I don't know if he knows how to get back. Actually, all night last night. So, this is where the title of the stream kind of comes into play, talking about fear a little bit. How long has this been going on? Nobody's gonna watch this full thing. What the fuck? If you watch the full thing, say Pixar. Just say Pixar. I don't know why. That's the first thing that comes to mind. I've been watching CinemaSins way too much. So, what was I saying? Okay, so yeah, the title of the stream, something to do with fear. This is where that kind of comes into play. So all night last night, while I had this massive headache, I'm dead tired from the gym, from gymming earlier that day. And I'm just pretty much just tired in general. And when I came home, I was ready to go to bed. Then all that shit happens, so I stay up as long as I possibly can, because I'm like, if he comes back, I need to be able to do something. Because, you know, I'm kind of, by default, the biggest person here who can probably take a hit. So I gotta be prepared to deal with that. So, you know, I stay up as long as I can, which is a measly, like, 3:50 in the morning. And so I'm like, I just gotta go to bed. I gotta go to bed. So I go to bed, and I take all my medication and all that good stuff. And, of course, my Risperdal is a sedative. So it helps me sleep a little bit. Although I am dealing a little bit with some insomnia. So that's great. That's wonderful. Constantly wake up throughout the night. It's just a whole thing. And I don't feel rested when I wake up. It's whatever. usually anyway. Although getting exercise now, I'm feeling a little more rested, so that's hopefully going to diminish that, if not get rid of it entirely. But take my Risperdal. It's a sedative. Sedative? That's basically what it does. So I go to bed. I lie awake for about an hour. Then I drift off finally to wake up immediately. I'm pretty sure that's what it feels like. Like, you're laying in bed and you think you fell asleep, but you're not entirely sure you did. It's one of those things. So I'm just like this all night. I fall asleep for a little bit, immediately wake up. So, of course, in my mind, I'm thinking, if he comes back, he's going to try to break in because he's drunk off his ass, probably doing some sort of drugs. Of course, I can't verify this, whatever. That's just what we're thinking. Like, he had to be on drugs. There's no way he would have done this with just alcohol. Then we have to remember he's him. I'm trying to sleep all night. Can't. It's not working out too well. Because I'm listening out for a banging on the door or something on the windows or something like that. Why are you scratching yourself constantly? You're worse than a teenage boy. So, I'm just listening out for that all night, and then it finally comes time to wake up. And so it's morning. It's my usual 1:30 when I get up. And so that's when I hear about how he tried to get us evicted. And I'm just like, fuck him. Just straight up, fuck him. And that was pretty much my night. But yeah, the title of the stream, Fear, the thing about it. So I spent all night fearing that he would come back. I was afraid that I was going to fall asleep and then wake up to being bludgeoned to death or something like that. Which might be a crazy fear, but I don't know what this guy's capable of. I don't know if he actually would be violent. I assume that maybe he would. He has been in jail multiple times. Assault, I'm pretty sure, is on those. And so, I'm just afraid he's going to do that. I'm afraid he's going to straight up try to kill one of us. And I got to be prepared to defend myself if that happens. And it harkens back. Actually, my phone buzzed. Let me check that. That's a tweet. Never mind. It's not a text. Okay. It harkens back to back in my childhood. And this is why it fucked with me so much. This is why I've been in such a mood all day. And I've been in a mood. I've been fucking... It's a depressive episode. It's a series of depressive episodes. I'm calling them flashes now, because they happen for maybe 15 minutes at a time, then they'll go away. Basically, it's called mood swings for a reason, because you're in a mood, and then you're not in a mood, and then you're in a mood, and then you're in a different mood, whatever, and not a fucking thing you can do about it. That's what pisses me off about it, too. Not a fucking thing you can do. So, oh my god, I have heartburn right now. So, it harkens back to a time when I was a young child. What was that sound? Okay, whatever. When I was a young child, my father drank to excess. From the time that I wasn't really like a young child. I guess from the time, though it did happen when I was a young child. Basically, my father would get drunk, and he would get super fucking loaded, and he would yell, he would scream, he would argue, he would just be belligerent, he would get in people's faces, he would act like he would hit people, and so most of my childhood, most of my teen years was spent lying awake in my bed thinking, oh my god, he's gonna be in here any second, and that's gonna be it. He's actually gonna beat the living shit out of me. He would threaten to beat me all the time, every day. So I don't know if that was to keep me in line, but it probably was. And there was a point in my childhood where I was legitimately terrified, and I was telling my teachers that my dad's going to beat me. And of course, when you tell a teacher that, they take it seriously. Actually, oh my god, this is going to play into some sort of other vlog. What I always found interesting, it was especially during my high school years, my teachers were especially nice to me. Like, even the hard-ass teachers, they were extremely nice to me. Because I guess they knew that I was having a very difficult time with bullies in school, and they must have known something about my home life was off. That's the that's the only way I could figure why they were so nice to me. Because in some of those classes, I was absolutely terrible. I was not like a terrible kid, but I didn't do well academically. But they were always just really nice toward me, even though they would be complete hard asses to other kids. And I had this realization one night, like, if they knew what was going on, why didn't they do anything about it? You know, just whatever. That's neither here nor there at the moment. But yeah, a lot of my childhood was spent just fearing that he would actually fucking deck me in the face. Like, I was just legitimately terrified. There was a point in my childhood. I was a wee lad. He beat me with a fly swatter. That was interesting. Whatever. That, again, neither here nor there. So I guess that's, never mind, it is here or there. I guess that's where my fear of it kind of came into play, like, oh my god, he did it once, maybe he'll do it again. So, again, whatever. So I spent a lot of my childhood in fear of that. And of course, this just harkens back to that time where I was in fear for my life. And, no child should ever have to fear their parent, much less like a family member in general. Of course, this guy was my uncle, and I liked him as a kid. He was a decent guy, but now he's a complete fucking dickwad. Like, I try not to be quick to judge people, because at the end of the day, I believe in the goodness of people. I believe in the power of the individual. I believe that anyone with enough willpower can change, but it's hard to hold on to that belief when something like this happens, and when somebody proves time and time again that maybe they're not going to change. But I like to believe that people can change. I like to believe that people are inherently good, but a lot of the time people point out in the world that things aren't generally good. And that sucks, but you see it all the time, that there are people willing to do the right thing no matter how difficult it is. And so I was willing to kind of give him the benefit of the doubt with him moving in. Of course, at the time I didn't have a job, so I had literally no say so. And I was fine with that. Like, he moved in and whatever, it happened. So then I got my job, and I'm like, okay, I got a job before him. Then months later, okay, I still have a job, he has nothing. Months later, okay, this is bullshit. So, whatever. And just, it all culminated into tonight. Of course, this isn't the first time they got into an argument like this. They got into arguments like this all the time, when both of them were drunk. And it didn't get as bad, but there was still yelling, there was still that fear. Of course, I don't do well around yelling, given what my father did, given how I was raised. I don't do well with yelling or arguing. Like, I try not to argue with people, but sometimes I just can't help it, especially if it's something that I legitimately believe in. Like, I don't know, we'll leave that out of here for now. But, shit happens, I guess. And of course, I think everybody knew it today that I was dealing with something, because I was thinking about it all day. I was feeling fucking just awful about it. Like, not awful as in, oh yeah, this is my fault. That was just like the final nail in the coffin with the laundry thing. He always thought, oh yeah, I'm a prisoner here. Fuck off, get a job. I feel like such a hypocrite saying that, because there was a point when I was living with my brother and I just couldn't get a job, like, sometimes for lack of trying, because I had given up in life at that point, and then I finally I finally started giving a damn again at some point. This is almost 30 minutes long, holy fuck. So, I think I said basically all I want to say about that. Just, and I haven't talked as much about fear in this as I probably should have. This is more just a personal update, I guess, with what happened, and I'm trying to explain it as best I can, and I'm trying to explain why it fucked with me all day. I'm trying to explain why I behaved today as I did. Um, and like it's like none of those people are ever gonna even see this, but like I wasn't a dick today, but I talked about this in the bipolar description thing. I feel very guilty. I start to question everything I say. I start to feel really whiny. I try not to be whiny, but I feel like everything I say is whiny. I feel like everything I say is double-edged and can be misinterpreted. So I come to this point where I just want to stop communicating altogether, and I just want to be by myself. And of course, that's isolating. That's internalizing if I'm not talking about it. And so I tried to communicate with someone, and whatever. So, I'm afraid to go into the isolation thing again because I did it for so long, and we all know how that went. We know what that did to me. And of course, I'm always afraid to stop talking to people because there's this abandonment thing in my life. We'll go into it in another vlog. Long story short, most of the people I ever cared about, at some point has abandoned me, left me behind, turned their backs on me, something like that. So, I'm always afraid if I stop talking to someone, they'll, even just for a few minutes or for an hour or something, I'm afraid they're just gonna leave and I'll be all alone again. That's why I try to constantly talk to people when I'm that way, but also when I'm that way, I can't fucking deal with myself. I don't know what to do with myself. And of course, this, are we gonna continue with this? We might turn it into 2 different vlogs. We might cut it up at some point. Probably not. Do I want to talk about this right now? I don't know. Basically, throughout my life, I had to be fairly strong. I had to be able to withstand a lot. I had to be able to just sort of deal with a lot. My best advice, in my opinion, I haven't caught much of the stream, but you feel like you shouldn't isolate yourself. Isolation is not good. Beliefs across. Isolation is not getting you. Find someone who won't hear you. Listen to your beliefs. Thank you, N-Boy. Thank you. Also, welcome to the stream. So, for a long time in my life, I had to be very strong. I had to be able to handle what was going on. I had to be able to just deal with it. I had to roll with the punches. Literally, roll with the punches. So, I shut myself off for years. I just fucking dealt with everything. I was the person who didn't have problems because I never talked about my problems. I was always the person who listened to other people's problems. Of course, I'm that person to a lot of people. Like, I just listen to people's problems and that's it. And it wasn't until really I started streaming that I started talking about my own personal issues. A lot of people perceived me as the strong silent type, and I guess I was afraid that was going to get damaged at some point if I started really talking about my issues. Of course, there were only a few people I even remotely trusted to even talk about that stuff with. One of those people is my good friend Mickey, who has been my best friend since, I think we've been Facebook friends now for 8 years. Maybe it's only 6. I think it's 8 though. We've known each other a long time. She's been one of the best friends I've ever had, and I've been able to talk to her about literally anything, and that's fantastic. But I tried not to talk to her about it too much, too many things, because once I started doing it, I felt like I was just being a whiny little brat, because that's how I was made to feel when I was younger. Like, if I had issues and I talked about my issues, I was just whining. I needed to shut up. I needed to get over it. I needed to get over myself. And so I shut up about my stuff for a long time, and I just internalized it all. I bottled all of it up inside. And I came to this point where I bottled so much shit up, so much shit got compressed, that whenever I try to shove one more little thing in there, and that sounds so fucking dirty, I try to shove one little thing in there, it just fucking explodes. And, I have to empty out that bottle at some point. I have to face all that shit that I put in there. I'm terrified of facing that shit, because on stream one time, I came to this point where I was breaking down into tears on stream, talking about one of the things that happened in my life. And it was something I thought I was ready to face, but I wasn't. So I just ended that stream. I listened to a lot too, and honestly, for the entire year, that's led me to started to worry and stuff. But at the end of the year came, I started expressing myself to friends and family. It helps a lot, man. Never bodily do it too often. Person to another. Oh yeah, I know. Little introduction to me, N-boy. I'm bipolar. I was in a psychiatric hospital because fucking shit exploded, and I exist. That's basically it. I'm so fucking done with my mind right now. So, dealt with that shit for years. Just kind of took what I was given, no matter what it was. If it was bullshit, I swallowed it, and I just got on with my life. And then I just got to this point where I couldn't swallow any more bullshit. So, actually, it was when the bipolar disorder started. I had this huge fucking wall built. I was completely detached from people in general. I did not maintain any close relationships. It was hello, goodbye, how are you? Not necessarily in that order. Howdy mate, it's high noon, hello Pikachu with the PS4. So, walled myself off from people for years, just because I didn't want to talk to people. Like, I would talk to people when they were telling me their problems, that was about it. Like, I never offered an opinion of my own. I was not allowed to have opinions of my own. Basically, up until I moved out. And again, it's because of my father. All 99, not maybe not all, 99% of the problems I have mentally now that are not attributed to the bipolar disorder are because of that motherfucker. That son of a bitch. Never forgiving him. Never talking to him again if I could fucking help it. That son of a bitch fucked my head up. And that sounds like some sort of fucking excuse. And believe me, I'm working through the shit to try and get over that. I'm working on trying to realize who I am again. But the shit he did, the shit he said, the shit he made me believe, the shit he made my mom believe, the fucking control he had over my life for years fucking destroyed who I was for so long. And it wasn't helped by the fact that I was constantly bullied, constantly beaten at school, fucking made to feel terrible about myself, not allowed to do fucking anything because, oh hey, fuck you, get out of here. That was the whole reason why. That son of a bitch. That son of a bitch meaning my father. I'm playing the pronoun game. That son of a bitch. Or that motherfucker. Wait. Did I say that motherfucker? Or did I say that son of a bitch? I don't know. Whatever. So, maybe I am just blaming all my problems on another person. I try not to do that. But I also have to realize, oh hey, these problems aren't just here on their own. They had to have help to crop up. My computer fan is getting loud. So, just for years tormented by this person. For years fearing this person. Just living in a constant state of fear from this one person. And, there's nothing I can do about it now. I can't go back in time and beat the shit out of him and just throw him away. Just throw him away like the garbage he is. It would have been so much easier if he had just left instead of doing what he did. And he knew everything he was doing was wrong because when there were other people involved, he'd hide it. This has just become Sarovich talks about his family for like an hour. So, he would hide his behavior when other people were around. He knew he was doing something wrong, but he never owned up to it. He never tried to apologize for being such a dick. He always made me feel like I needed to apologize to him. That's the kind of person he was. That's the kind of person he is. He's still alive. I don't want him to be, but he's still alive. Exactly. Fathers are the fucking worst. I am never being a dad. Never. Fuck that. Because I say that, but maybe one day. I I will never be. I will never be that type of person. I will never. I never want to be the type of person who makes my kid fear me. Like, no, fuck that. Oh my god. So, just I buried the lead. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I need to end the stream soon because it's been going on for 36 minutes. Fathers are the worst. Uncles are pretty bad. They come in second on the worst list. Moms are okay. Brothers are okay. Sisters are amazing. Yeah. Don't fear anymore. So others don't know how to control your life. That's the way your morals are. We learn from him. Absolutely true, Envoy. Absolutely true. I should probably read these things out loud, but fuck it. My mind is barely functioning right now. So, of course, I do need to detach myself from that. I need to forgive and forget as it goes. I need to just let go of those problems. I need to let go of the past. And I've tried so hard to let go of the past. And I think, again, this is where the bipolar plays into it. Because in my normal state, hang on, let me catch up with chat. Just use your as not to-do list and do the opposite. Happy everywhere then. Indeed. So, with the bipolar, I was talking about the bipolar, and that's when I got sidetracked. So I built this wall for years, and I was just completely detached from everything. Then the bipolar disorder started, and this is where my life. This is my life. This is the bipolar disorder. That's basically it. That's the dumbest thing I've ever done on stream. Never forget your past, move on and grow from it. Indeed. So the bipolar disorder started. I was content with the things that happened in my life. I was okay with them. I was fine with them. They happened, whatever, I was moving on. Then the bipolar disorder started. Of course, dealt with depression as a teen for years. And whatever, it happens. When you're living like that, it happens. And again, I feel sorry for anyone who is dealing with that. And of course, I'm going to do my whole spiel. Like, if you spiel. I'm going to do a whole spiel at the end of this. If you need help, get help. But this is my minute, damn it. So, the bipolar disorder started, and so suddenly that shit from my past that didn't normally fuck with me started fucking with me, because I would go into the 2 depressive episodes and I would start thinking and overthinking these things, and I would just be miserable. So of course, what was it that I was thinking about the very first time I had a massive meltdown? It wasn't even anything about the past. It was just no, it was about the past. I was thinking about my dad. Because if you want to make me mad, make me think about my dad. That's going to be a t-shirt. So, I freaked out one day during a depressive episode. That's when I really walled myself off for a while. But that's also when I thought, oh hey, something might be wrong with me. But I didn't go into it for years. Then, of course, when I went to the psychiatric hospital, again, thinking about my dad. Although this time, thinking about what my dad did to my sister. I shouldn't have said that. Shouldn't have said that. Because now people can put 2 and 2 together. Okay, so. We're actually going to say it. Because none of you know my sister. My dad sexually abused my sister. That's what got him sent to jail. That's what got him on house arrest. That's when he started really drinking and being a fucking dick. That's when I realized, oh my god, I'm living with a complete fucking monster. But whatever, again, neither here nor there. So, let's see. Where was I going with that? So, yeah, so I was thinking about that. That's when I went to the psychiatric hospital, because fucking slashy, whatever. So, not very many people do know I have a sister. Very protective of her. Very fucking protective of her. There's a time when I nearly killed an old woman because she made my sister cry. Um, again, another story to tell another day. So, yeah, nobody fucks with my sister. Nobody fucks with my sister. I will fucking kill you. Just... anyway. So yeah, usually, just when those depressive episodes start, that's when I start thinking about the past. That's when the past really gets to me. So, I don't know how much you are into music, but when our school, doing music helps a lot if you get into that depression. So, yeah, mainly what I do if I'm in a depressive episode, I'll, if I'm in a bad one, I'll blast heavy metal because I love heavy metal when I'm feeling bad. Or if I'm just feeling stressed, I'll blast heavy metal because fucking heavy metal is amazing. Amon Amarth for the win. So, aside from that, like, I'll try to find distractions, like I'll game, I'll play things, whatever. I'll watch videos or I'll watch a show or something. My brother feels exactly. So, what was I saying? I was saying something. Damn it. Distractions. So I'll distract myself if I'm in a depressive episode because that's just how I deal with them. That's how I cope. That's how I do. And that's basically the behavior that is supported by everyone I've talked to about it. Just find something to distract yourself until it's over. Because with bipolar disorder, it's gonna be over eventually. That episode is gonna be over eventually. That's a given. Fortunately, with me, I deal with rapid cycling, so I only deal with the depressive episodes for short bursts at a time. Granted, they are going from, from here to fucking below the screen, but, it only lasts for a little while, and it's not like a gradual decline either. It's a fucking drop. Oh god, Santa. What are you doing? That's how I cope with things. Distractions, keys. Hey Santa. What the fuck time is it for you, Santa? So, where did I leave off? Just do this. Oh fuck, I lost my train of thought. This happens a lot. That's another t-shirt. So, check out Down and Dirty, yes, Alexandria, Santa's in the house. There you go, Santa. You got a command now. So, I'm in the ugliest shirt I fucking own. I just got home from the gym when I started recording this. I haven't even showered yet. I smell disgusting. So, and I probably look disgusting too. So, again, just tying back into that thing of fear. I lived in fear for so long in my life. Fear of being me, fear of doing anything. And that fucking... It had a significant impact on my adult life. It made the adult transition a lot harder. Because I just didn't know how to be anything other than afraid. In fact, Sarah brought this up. I always look really nervous. I always look like I'm about to get jumped. Because for the longest time, I'm like, oh my god, I'm probably going to be jumped. I need to fucking defend myself. So I'm always just alert. I'm always fucking just guarded. I'm ready to fucking deck someone in the face if I have to. I'm sorry, also 9:03 in the morning. Holy shit. What time is it here? Oh my god, it's 3. Oh my god. I need to go to bed soon. So, I need to kill this vlog in a little bit. So, is there any other closing thoughts I want to say? I don't know. Just basically what happened yesterday fucked with me. It got under my skin. I was talking about being strong. Was that my phone buzzing? Probably not. I was talking about being strong. Okay, yeah, let's fucking finish out that subject, and then we're gonna kill the stream. Um, you always look ugly. Hashtag bad lighting. That's fucking true. I need to do something about the lighting. Do you like the shirt there? Do you like the shirt right there? That's a shirt. I'm also fat. I'm dealing with that. I'm doing something about that. I'm dealing with the fat thing. Fucking going to the gym. I'm gonna get so ripped. But, you know, until then, you gotta fucking deal with this. So, you know, being strong. Calling me crazy. Show yellow lighting. Fuck you guys. So, yeah, fucking A. So being strong. So for years, I had to be that strong, silent guy. I couldn't do anything else. I could not talk to other people about my problems, because I didn't have problems. I was not allowed to have problems. Did not have problems. I had all of the problems, but I did not have problems. That's just how people perceived me for years. I did not talk to people about my problems because, you know, to them, I had no problems. I was just content with life. I was okay. Finally, it came to a point where there are people who are willing to hear me out. There are people willing to talk to me about these sorts of things. And it took me a while to get acclimated to that. And of course, streaming helped with that because I was able to talk to you guys directly about things that were going on. And you guys offered all sorts of support. And I love you guys so much. You guys are amazing. I have the same problem though. I have two lights behind me. Indeed. Had to be strong for years. So I finally got to the point where I was able to talk to other people about it. And, you know, I don't know if it's perceived. See, oh, I don't. How do I explain this? I don't know if it's considered strong to just internalize your problems and never talk about them. Because when you do that, look at this, look at this. I look so pretentious right now. Because when you do that, and I'm not gonna, hang on, I'm all the itchy. Hang on. Okay. And, okay, when you do that, when you internalize your problems, when you just keep your mouth shut, you're just going to break inside. You're going to be alone in your bed at night, crying because you feel so broken and so alone. So is that a sign of strength when you're just keeping your mouth shut about all your problems? I don't think so. I think that's a sign of weakness. I think that's a sign of not having those people in your life to talk about. I think that's a sign of having just a weak social circle. Of course, that's not me saying, oh, hey, if you're doing that sort of thing, you're weak. Of course, you're strong in other ways, of course. You know, I'd like to believe I'm strong in some ways. We should probably stop typing things in chat, Pika. Strong in a weak way. I do feel the same. Your problems could be defined differently by whomever. That's true, too. By internalize, I mean, you just don't talk about what's going on. You just kind of sit on it, you stew in it, you just think about it. Or maybe you don't think about it, you just kind of let it go for a little while. Thank goodness Envoy knows what I mean. So, you just, maybe you don't think about it, but it's gonna come back because you haven't resolved it. If you're just sitting there, internalizing your problems, if you're just pretending you don't have problems, you're a ticking time bomb. Like me, like I was, who fucking ended up in a psychiatric hospital because he tried to kill himself. Let's not forget that. If you do that sort of thing, you're a ticking time bomb. You need to talk about your problems. You need to. It's a human need to do that. You have to do that with somebody. I don't care who. Fucking talk to a hooker about it, pay for the full hour. She fucking deserves the money. So, or he deserves the money if you're into that sort of thing. Or he, she. So, you know, just, again, point is, don't internalize your problems. But, like, I don't see it as a sign of strength when people keep their mouths shut about that sort of thing. I see it, maybe not necessarily as a sign of weakness, but it's something that will, in my opinion, make you weaker over time. I'm trying to think of a good metaphor. Although I'm going to use the word like, so that makes it a simile, and I don't like similes. Blech. So, but I had those exact problems up until third grade when I met my BFF. I should be working on it this summer. Honestly, this may more than you. Maybe. Hopefully people take things away from these vlogs. That's what I want. I want people to like have some greater understanding from the vlogs. That's why I do it. My whole philosophy in life is helping other people in any way that I can. And maybe it sounds pretentious of me. I like using the word pretentious. Maybe it sounds pretentious of me to say, oh yeah, me talking about my problems is going to help you with your problems. Probably not. Like, I'm thinking in the back of my mind, if I'm able to lose weight and I'm able to get in shape, then other people are going to be able to, like, think, oh, hey, I can probably get in shape too. Because look at this fucking land whale. Anyway, so, I do believe it's something that's going to make you weaker over time. It's like any structure that goes unchecked. If the structure could talk, this is fucking stupid. If the structure could talk, and it told somebody about, some structural integrity that was wrong. That's not the right thing. This is fucking retarded. God damn it. So, if the structure could talk, and it told somebody, oh hey, my foundation's fucked up, then somebody can fix the foundation. If nobody fixes that foundation, if it keeps it to itself, something's gonna go wrong. I don't know what happens if you don't fix your foundation when it's fucked up. Whatever. Point is, I'm really bad at metaphors. So, whatever. God, this is a fucking train wreck. So, anyway, point is, don't internalize your problems. Fucking talk about your problems. And it wasn't until recently. You're bad with metaphors. I know. I had a metaphor one day that I was so proud of, and I can't come back up with another one. Fuck it. I'm bad at the English language too. So it wasn't until recently, and I'm talking like February, when I was able to start talking about my problems. You tried. Thanks, Dad. So, I keep repeating myself. I have to, otherwise I don't have a train of thought. So, it wasn't until recently that I was able to start talking about my problems. And then once I started, I couldn't really stop. But it's coming to that point again where I'm like, do I shut up about my problems? Because I've let all these other people into my life who have problems of their own. And, like, do I still talk to those people about my problems? Or do I just keep it to myself and internalize again? Because I know if I do that, I'm going to become another ticking time bomb. But at the same time, will doing that impact the other person's happiness in a positive way? Does me shutting up about my shit make the other person makes them not have other shit to worry about, so they can ultimately deal with their own shit and be happier faster? That's the way I'm looking at it. And the draw to it is there. Like, if I'm doing it, it ultimately maybe makes other people happier. Although, to be fair, my problems don't matter to them anyway. Like, my problems shouldn't matter to other people. They're my problems. Like, I don't want other people to solve my problems. I just want to tell other people what my problems are. Like, I process my problems a lot better when I talk to other people about them. And I think that's the same for pretty much anyone. If you have something that you're going through and you talk to another person about it, you just kind of process it a little easier. That's why I like talking out loud about my shit that's going on, especially in a vlog format. I like talking about it, and I like hearing it back, because I'm like, oh hey, I just saw this in a different light. I can probably do this. Some stuff like that. But yeah, the draw is there to not talk about my problems to other people. Maybe just save it for the vlogs. But, at the same time, I also know what it could possibly do. But I don't see that as a sign of weakness that I'm talking about my problems to another person, telling them, oh hey, I feel like I'm gonna break. and then ultimately not breaking because I was able to vent to that person and not internalize it and not have to think about it all by myself, and maybe have another person's input on it. Like, if I'm just able to talk to another person about it, then I'm able to deal with it better. But at the same time, if talking to another person about it creates more problems for that other person, who am I to make another person unhappy? And that's not something I want to do. I don't want to upset anyone. I don't want to make anyone mad. I don't want to make anyone sad. I don't want to do any of that. I ultimately want the people in my life to be happy, and if it would make them happier for me to not seem like I have problems, then, do I go for that? Do I just go back to that place? Do I become who I was again? Do I reassume that identity? And that's kind of the thing I'm struggling with right now. How long has this been going on? Oh my god, almost an hour. I feel like, maybe I do shut up about my problems. Maybe I become that person again who doesn't have problems, but other people can come to about their problems. The draw to that is there, unfortunately. It's a very real thing. So, of course, it can be interpreted many ways. Pikachu with PS1. Honestly, I'm taking time well. It would be terrible. I'll really go off. See, that's the thing with me too, and this isn't to discredit what you're saying. I hate people who try to discredit what other people are saying by saying, "Oh, hey, I've been through worse," or "I've been through the same." Pain is all relative, of course. What matters to you is what matters to you. Like, if something went wrong in your life, that went wrong in your life, and it fucked with you, and that is your problem. Like, that is your problem. And that's not saying that's your problem, you deal with it. Like, that's your problem. That's what matters to you. I don't know how else to put that. I just hate people who try to discredit other people's problems by saying, well, I have other problems. Whatever. Point I'm trying to make is, I kind of did that again. I did the re-internalizing again. Like after the first time I blew up. And Pikachu with the PS4, seriously. If you have to talk about your problems, fucking come to me. This is an open invitation to all of you. If you have problems, if you have something you need to talk about, just fucking talk to me. If nobody else, talk to me. I will fucking hear you out. And I will try to offer sound advice, but if you don't want advice, I will at least listen, or I'll read your words, or whatever. And I will not throw you off a cliff. Because I love you guys. I hate those people too. This song suggestion. Hope it's heavy enough. I will check that out later. I did blow up at one point. I fucking completely exploded. I went to a fucking mental hospital, tried to kill myself. And that was all from internalizing. So, I guess the point I want to make is, and I know there are going to be stronger people who maybe internalize more, they're able to handle more bullshit, and those are going to be people like your fucking people who had just these shitty lives. I didn't have a shitty life, I just had a shitty life. There's a difference. This is why I don't think it's a sign of strength to really internalize your problems. What was the thought I was on? If you internalize your problems and you end up blowing up, does that internalization of your problems make you stronger even though you exploded later? And just, let's just say someone starts hurting themselves, or let's just say, for the sake of argument, that somebody does try to kill themselves. Did that make that person stronger to internalize their problems? Ultimately, I think it made them weaker. Ultimately, I think it fucked with them. It damaged them. And that's kind of how I feel about mine. I feel a little stronger. I feel a little more empowered talking about my problems because I'm not internalizing. I'm not shoving shit back and just waiting for it to explode out the back. That's how I feel. And if it's interpreted, if me having problems, if me saying, I feel like I might break is showing weakness, I don't understand that. Because I'm trying to openly talk about what's going on with me. I'm trying to openly address what's going on. That's what it's all about. Addressing what's going on and trying to deal with it. And if you're not doing that, you're running away from your problems. If you're pretending you don't have problems, you're fucking wrong. You don't need to run away from your problems. You need to face your problems. That's what I'm trying to do on a daily basis. It's scary. It's fucking terrifying. But it's something that you ultimately have to do if you're ever going to get over what's going on. And, that's what I'm trying to do with my life now. I'm trying to get over the things that happen. That's why I'm talking about these things now. So, I don't think it's ultimately a sign of strength that you just keep your problems to yourself. I think it's ultimately a sign of maybe not weakness, but definitely not strength. And that's just the way I see it. If you talk about your problems, I think that's showing a lot more strength and courage because you're facing those things that make you afraid. That's more courageous than just running away from it. That's kind of what I wanted to get out there. That's the thought that's been on my head all day. I can't repeat it any better. So, going to chat. Generalizing problems is like refusing healing. Video games. It's strength that will weaken you. There you go. That's a good way to put it. It's a sign of strength that'll weaken you. Okay, I like that. So, ultimately, going back to what I was saying earlier, if I'm not allowed to have problems, if I'm not allowed to deal with that stuff, then fine. I'll figure out a way around it. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll end up dead in a sewer somewhere. But I'll try to find a way around it. But I would much rather be able to talk about my problems to the people in my life. Not necessarily so to try to solve them for me, but because, I just want somebody to be there that will know what's going on, that will know, oh, hey, I'm not feeling my best right now. I don't know what you'll do with that information, but, it's there. So, and I think everybody wants that. I think everybody wants another person to know that there's something going on with them. I so wish that when I did experience that major depressive episode that did cause me to lose my job the first time, I wish I would have told somebody what I was going through. That was back at that time in my life when I didn't have problems. When I just didn't have any. Couldn't have problems. I didn't have problems. I wish I would have just explained to somebody what was going on, because I could have gotten help a lot sooner, and I could have avoided a huge clusterfuck that has been my life for the past few years. My computer fan is buzzing like hell. So let that be, I guess, my point to you. Let that be a lesson for you. Me internalizing my shit for years, me pretending I did not have a problem, me pretending I did not have a psychiatric fucking problem. Of course, I didn't know I had a psychiatric problem, but me pretending that I didn't have a problem like that led to, years later, that problem blowing up. And, life is what it is now. But I need to kill this soon. I'm pretty sure, in the video, people are going to tune out at, the 10-minute mark. So, I'm going to go ahead and end this now because I talked about what I wanted to talk about. At this point, I'm just going to be repeating myself. I do want to close off with one little thing. You guys, seriously, what am I doing with my hands? What the fuck is this? So you guys, oh crap. How do you suggest dealing with the pompous idiots mentally gets to me sometimes? Repetition is key. How do you deal with the pompous idiots that mentally get to me sometimes? Pompous idiots, fuck those people. You don't need that kind of negativity in your life. Just if you're dealing with idiots, I have no good advice for that. I dealt with idiots for years, but I just kind of humored them. Of course, it's the same thing if you're dealing with trolls. You just kind of, you don't feed the trolls. You just kind of roll with them, and they'll just kind of go away. If they're being idiots to annoy you and you just go along with it, they'll go be idiots somewhere else. If they're being actual idiots because they're morons, throw an encyclopedia at them. That's what you need to do. Pompous idiots. Ignore them. Yes. So I want to close off on this thought, and I want to try to close off more streams with this. If you're in a position, maybe you're in fear all day, every day of somebody, or maybe you're in a place where you're not doing so well mentally, now is as good a time as any to just sort of reach out to anyone that will possibly listen to you. Just reach out to somebody who cares about you, or maybe even doesn't care about you. There are crisis lines that are always available. You can talk to a complete stranger about what's going on. They're not going to judge you. They're not going to try to insult you or anything. They are purely there to help you. Anyone in your life that you care about or who cares about you, they are there to help you. You would be surprised the lengths that some of the people in your life will go to just to make sure that you're okay. Get help as soon as possible. If you think you need help, if you even have an inkling that you need help, get help. If you're in a place where you're suicidal or you're depressed, that's not normal. You need help. If you're fucking seeing hallucinations, get help. Stuff like that. If you think that you need any sort of help, just talk to someone. Talk to me. Talk to your neighbor. Talk to your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your best friend from kindergarten. Talk to that fucking guy at your local butcher shop. Just talk to somebody, and you'd be surprised who would take the time out of their day to make sure you're okay. Just get help as soon as possible, because the longer you wait, the worse it's going to get. It's not something that's going to go away on its own. So, just try to get help very soon. Just know that I care about you. Collective you, like, I don't know every one of you individually, but I care about you. I love you guys to death. It's you guys who allow me to do this. Yeah. Yeah, BFF is generally a good idea. Best thing to do is talk to someone who won't judge you. Especially don't talk to someone, like we talked about earlier, who tries to undermine your problems with their own problems. Like if you tell them, oh hey, my dad beats me mercilessly, and they tell you, oh hey, my dad beats me mercilessly more. Like, fuck those people. Just fuck those people. That went really dark really quick. So, yeah, just get help. Seriously, get fucking help. That's all I can say. Of course, you've already made the conscious decision at this point if you're going to get help or if you're not going to get help. But if what I've talked about at all tonight rings a bell with you, if you're realizing, oh hey, maybe I'm in the same kind of situation, just talk to someone about it. And my figurative door is always open. If you want to talk to somebody, fucking hit me up on Twitter, send me a fucking Twitter message, email me. I'm not giving out my phone number, but I should have my email somewhere. Look me up on fucking Facebook. Just try to find a way to contact me, and I will take the time out of my day to make sure that you're alright. Because at the end of the day, my priority is other people. Fuck me. Not, like, sexually, but fuck me. I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about everybody else. I'm worried about you guys. If you guys need someone to talk to, and you have literally no other options, I'm your guy. So, fuck those people. Insert Lenny face. So, yeah. I think that's where I want to kill this now, because this has been going on for nearly an hour and 10 minutes, so this is going to be a long YouTube upload. Just thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this thing. Thank you for being a part of my life. Thank you purely for the fact that you exist. Fucking really, thank you for fucking being here and talking to me, because otherwise this would be really boring. Life would be really boring without other people. So, yeah, just thank you guys for everything you do. I fucking love you guys to death. You guys mean everything to me. And I hope to see you guys back here when I do another vlog or when I do another stream or whatever. And for you guys who are watching this on YouTube, if you made it to the very end of this, just fucking... I don't know. What should we make them do? What should we make them do? What do we make them do? Santa, give me a suggestion. Don't leave. Here's Santa. Santa's in the house. What do we make those people do? Like, they have to do something special. Like, they can't just type out, like, Kerflurble Gurgle. Actually, yeah, type out Kerflurble Gurgle. That's so weird to say. Make them type Santa. I think we're going with Kerflurble Gurgle. Just type out Kerflurble Gurgle in the comments if you made it to the end of this. Because holy shit, you're an MVP. So yeah. Fucking thanks for being here. Whatever. I'm gonna leave now because it is 3:30 in the morning and I have to do laundry and eat. So I will talk to you guys later. Fucking bye.